Chapter 62. Yipinju. After Chi Feng's words fell, everyone gasped. I have long heard that Chi Feng has a cold temperament, but I didn't expect him to be so domineering. Dean Chi, you said they are your friends. I'm afraid you don't even know who they are? Fan Jinji said in a joking tone. Is this important? Chi Feng asked coldly. You. Fan Jinji didn't expect Chi Feng to be so domineering, and his expression became even more gloomy. Everyone is gone. Chi Feng ignored him and scanned the scene. The surrounding audience was collectively stunned, and they didn't react. Didn't you hear what I said? Chi Feng spoke again heavily. At this moment, everyone reacted and scattered like birds and beasts. Qin Yu and Qin Yulong brothers were furious, but when they saw Chi Feng's sharp eyes, they backed away involuntarily, and finally could only leave with hatred. Now that Chi Feng has appeared, it is impossible to kill Nye Tian. In a blink of an eye, only Chi Feng, Fan Jinji, Nye Tian, and others were left on the scene. Chi Feng, you are amazing, we will wait and see. Fan Jinji said bitterly, but in the end, he had no choice but to leave. The turmoil was instantly resolved because of Chi Feng's arrival. This is the power of the strong. I'm leaving. Chi Feng said coldly, without stopping, turned to leave, but suddenly stopped, looked at Nye Tian, and said, Your talent is very good. I hope you can restrain yourself in the future, and don't provoke me. Some people shouldn't be provoked, otherwise, they will only harm themselves. After speaking, Chi Feng took another step. Is this advice? Nye Tian smiled faintly. Chi Feng paused and said, It's sort of. Looking at Chi Feng's figure, Nye Tian shook his head and smiled. He didn't expect that one day he would be sheltered by others, and he would have to accept this kind of advice. Chi Feng. At this moment, Chiu Shan suddenly spoke. Hearing Chiu Shan's voice, Chi Feng paused, his face changed abruptly, and a look of surprise flashed in his eyes. Brother Chiu Shan. Chi Feng turned around abruptly, seeing Chiu Shan's face clearly, with ecstasy on his face. Akiyama was so excited that he nodded slightly, and tears seemed to flow from his eyes. Brother Chiu Shan, it's you. Chi Feng was even more excited, but without the indifference before, he took a step forward and hugged Chiu Shan tightly. Nye Tian was taken aback for a moment and then smiled. He didn't expect these two people to be old acquaintances. Chi Feng. Xiu Ling suddenly remembered something, and said pleasantly, You are Uncle Chiu Shan's sworn brother. That's right, Chi Feng was Chiu Shan's sworn brother at Baiyun College back then, and he was also a close friend. Brother Chiu Shan, where have you been all these years? Do you know that I have been looking for you? Chi Feng said excitedly with great emotion. Brother, it's hard to say. Let's talk in another place. Chiu Shan calmed down a little, feeling a lot in his heart. It was very rare that there was still one person among the old friends who cared about him so much. That's right, Dean Chi, it's great to congratulate you on reuniting your old friends. The students are hosting a banquet for you at Yipinju. Let's go now. Jean DeBayo was extremely surprised, seeing that the relationship between Chiu Shan and Chi Feng was extraordinary, quickly said. Okay. My little brother will be at Yipinju today to take care of Brother Chiu Shan. Chi Feng said yes repeatedly, very happy. Back then at Baiyun Academy, Chiu Shan took good care of Chi Feng, not only standing up for him but also teaching him how to practice martial arts. It can even be said that without Chiu Shan, Chi Feng would not be where he is today. Chi Feng was originally a cheerful and optimistic person, but later he gradually became indifferent, which is also related to Chiu Shan's sudden departure that year. Now that his old friend is reunited, he is of course very happy. Fatty, what the hell is Yipinju? Aren't you going to take care of me? Nye Tian bumped into Jean DeBayo and asked. Jean DeBayo chuckled and said, Yipinju, the #1 restaurant in Blue Cloud City. Boss, you'll know when you arrive. Everyone followed Jean DeBayo and went straight to Yipinju after leaving Baiyun Academy. Yipinju is a bit luxurious. 10 minutes later, Nye Tien looked at a super luxurious restaurant in front of him and sighed with emotion. Nye Tien had seen the world in his previous life. He had seen many such incomparably magnificent buildings, but in terms of luxury, the restaurant in front of him ranked in the top 10 of all the buildings he had seen. Stepping into Yipinju, Nye Tien further felt the luxury inside. 7 treasure-glazed lamps, exquisitely carved dragonstone pillars, stairs paved with high-quality jade, and all kinds of mural treasures are hung on the walls, and even the floor under the feet is inlaid with a layer of purple gold, which looks even more dazzling. One word stands out for Yipinju: luxury. Yipinju is a restaurant owned by the Jin family, known as the #1 restaurant in the imperial city, and from a certain point of view, it is a symbol of the Jin family being the richest man in the imperial city. Jean DeBao directly asked for the 2 most luxurious private rooms. Chilsher Chifeng had a private room alone, and the rest of Nye Tien and others used another private room. Chilsher Chifeng's old friend reunited. There must be a lot to talk about, so the others didn't bother. After a while, a sumptuous meal was served. There are hundreds of dishes, and all of them are made of various spiritual materials. Even Nye Tien couldn't help but click his tongue when he saw it. "Fatty, will this meal cost thousands of gold coins?" Xiulings asked while eating. Jean DeBao chuckled and said, "This is a top-notch feast at Yipinju. I don't know how much it will cost, but it will cost 100,000 gold coins anyway." 100,000 gold coins. Xiulings almost spat out the food she had just eaten, with a look of astonishment on her face. 100,000 gold coins are almost equivalent to the annual income of a local big family. For example, the Nye family where Nye Tien lived did not earn 10,000 gold coins a year. The meal was extravagant. Hey, it's all trivial. As long as Sister Linger eats happily, it's worth the money. Jean DeBao laughed, with a look of indifference. Nye Tien smiled faintly. How could he not be able to see what Jean DeBao meant for Xiulinger in 2 lifetimes, and said, "Fatty, thank you very much for this time, otherwise it would not be so easy to get away." "Working for the boss, it should be." Jean DeBao said with a smile, "If it wasn't for the boss, today I, Fatty Jean, would have given my body fat to Baiyun Mountain." Xiulings blushed and said seriously, "DeBao, I'm sorry. I thought you ran away and called you a coward." Jean DeBao chuckled, seeing Xiulinger blushing and blaming herself. He was indescribably happy. "Brother Fatty, Euro wants to eat this kind of meal every day in the future. Is it okay?" Nye Euro said suddenly as she ate happily by herself. "Okay. No problem." Jean DeBao chuckled. "Well, thank you, fat brother." Nye Euro nodded fiercely, with a proud face. Facing Nye Euro's brother Fatty, Nye Tien could only smile speechlessly. Halfway through the sumptuous meal, the door of the box opened, and 3 figures appeared. In addition to Chiu Shan and Chi Feng, there is also a middle-aged man with a slightly fat body and a kind smile. "Father." Seeing the fat middle-aged man, Jean DeBao quickly stood up.